What I want to say to you all, as we are all gathered here, is that fear not, for the Lord Almighty is with you. Zimbabwe will not die. Zimbabwe will not collapse. Those who have intended to harm this God-given country shall be punished threefold. So, we are breathing and we will continue to breathe.
Focus a dinner part. Mune ma ups and downs around from revolution, but isuzu ngatirambe tiri focused muri Zimbabwe takabatana samatauriro andaita, right? Ma political parties ese batanai nemacomrades enyu tigadzise nyika. Iyi ndogara ichikutaurirai kuti isuzu we are in the afternoon of our lives, right? Tiri kuitira imwimwi vechidiki, hatisi kuzviitira isusu, but tiri kuti chinotirwadza ndiyoti takaendawo kuhondo ikoko tiri vana vadiki, right? Iye manje vakawanda vedu vachena musoro, tiri kuona kuti hapana chafamba kwatiri vacho kumhuri yeZimbabwe yacho, hapana zviri kufamba. Zviri kufamba zviri kufambira matsotsi. Vana Tagurei. Tagurei ndiri kupa warning iwe mufana iwe nevamwe vako. Usatamba nesu Tagurei. Usatamba nesu. Wakutosvikawo kutoti iwewe wotomira uchishanda mari dzawakaba idzodzo uchiita zvimafaction, right? Uchironga namahure vana mavetera, muchiserera mashefu edu paheroes ega. Heroes ega iya ndeyedu, it belongs to us. Ndipo mahero paya, ndipo mawar veterans paya. Moya makatopfeka zvimauniform zvenyu, muchigarisana kuti imugara apa, imugara apa. Mega mupfungwa dzenga muchiserera munhu akafanana navachiwenga uya uyu. Mune muchiti muri kuitei? Iwe idi uchiona zveshuwa iwewe zvichiitika pamberi pako iwewe uchiramba wakanyarara. Unoti chii chiri kupinda mhuri yeZimbabwe from you? Ende apa you claim kuti wanga uri kuhondo nesu. Kana wanga uri kuhondo nesu zviri genuine, why uchisiya zvinhu zvakadai zvichiitika? Why? Saka ndiri kutaura kuti Tagurei, bvisa muswe wako muroad, unotsikwa negonyeti. Usambondotionera pasi mfana iwewe. You are too small. You are too small. Kana tikafunga kuti izvo matables, apfuma akaita upside down, tinozvigona izvozvo. Muri yeZimbabwe ndatenda zvangu niko yakanaka yamatipa nokuteerera kwamaita. Tichasangana munguva dzinotevera. I thank you. May God bless you.
Yeah, Hulu. We don't need to hear the song, please. Naimari.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the space. Welcome to the Zimbabwean space. Thank you again for joining me, Hulu at Pachiso Live. I am with Hot Seat, as you can see. Rudo, thank you very much for coming. And another passionate plea, another passionate presentation, another passionate submission from Comrade Blessed Geza. And it's a list of many. And today we were we had to listen again to yet another one, and it was very long others that we have had before. Comrade Blessed Geza, a decorated war veteran, fought in the liberation of Zimbabwe before 1980, and disgruntled by the political situation that is ensuing in our country, Zimbabwe. What is your take? You have listened to Comrade Geza. He highlighted quite a number of things, thanking Vice President Chiwenga, also praising the other generals, and speaking about the other generals. Comrade Geza emphasized the fact that these are the people who fought in the liberation struggle, and he has said, we are not doing this for anybody. We are doing this for young people. Comrade Geza highlighted that when they went to war, they were also young. And he is very disappointed by the fact that he has seen President Edi Mnangagwa promoting people such as Wikno Chivayo, people such as especially Kudakwa Shetagure, people who actually opposed President Edi Mnangagwa before he came to power in 2017. Right. I'm choking. I'm choking, guys. Okay. Right. All right. So that was comrade Geza speaking. He also spoke about the fact that President Mugabe, before he stepped down from office or was replaced from office, he had anointed or chosen Vice President Chiwenga to replace him. But it was Vice President Chiwenga who decided that President ED must come back to lead the country. On the basis of that, Comrade Geza argues that the responsibility lies on the hands of people such as Vice President Chiwenga, as well as the generals, because they are the ones who put President Edi Mnangagwa in power. Comrade Geza also praised, Honorable Minister Monica Mchangwa for her speech in Manicaland recently, where she spoke about positions in ZANU PF cannot be gained through money. If that was the case, Ian Smith would not have been removed from power because he had quite a lot of money. Comrade Geza also criticized Tungwarara, the presidential advisor, Paul Tungwarara, for offering bicycles to 70-year-old war veterans. And while at the same time, others, including Ruben Barwe, are receiving cars worth 300,000. And Comrade Geza is appealing to the war veteran to reject those gifts, and because those gifts are born out of stealing of the past, stealing of people's money. And one other very important point Comrade Geza highlighted is the unity of the people. Comrade Geza has been calling for people to unite. He criticized opposition political figures, whose names he did not mention, of refusing to unite with the war veterans. And he's saying if they are not uniting with the war veterans, they are uniting with who? Comrade Geza promised them, that is, those in the opposition, that there will be no election that can be able to replace ZANU PF, because without electoral reforms, nothing is going to change. Lastly, Comrade Geza also spoke about the children of President E.D. Mnangagwa. Apparently, he is claiming that other children are not even, being considered, and therefore President E.D. Mnangagwa has failed as a leader because he has not taken care of all his children. It is a developing story, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we must remind each other as we are going to start now going to the speakers that the hope we have, us and our children's children, let it be the same hope they have all others and their children and their children's children, those whose homes we will never know and those whose nations we will never visit. For the hope of a Zimbabwean child must be universal, because this is about our people. This is about our nation. And this was yet another day, and this is yet another hour we meet to deliberate on these issues. 12 minutes past 9 p.m. in Harare. Also at 12 minutes past in the city of Bulawayo. Hot Seat Empire, welcome to the space. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you, Guru. I hope everyone is well. I'll be able to speak in about 10 minutes. I'm getting home.
All right, thank you very much. So, our fellow Zimbabweans, fellow people of Africa, fellow countrymen of the world, here we are. What is your take? Comrade Geza has spoken. What is your take when it comes to his submission today? I'm running now straight to the speakers. Let me start with Flora Ramai. Welcome, Flora Ramai, to the space. And this you have listened to the entire program by Comrade Blessed Gaza. Any changes, anything to take home? What is the critique that you can give to his submission today? Flora Romai, please go ahead.
Thank you, Hule. I just feel that Geze is lying. He's one of those Pinocchios who just come up with lies because he's been fed by Kasukuere. Because Chiwenga didn't come into the parliament because Robert Mugabe chose him. It was actually ED.
Ramaitaura kungoka ngokahla. You
Boss
sound like you're half asleep.
Salani, I have
No, like with all due
honestly,
respect,
Hulu,
All
I
right,
sleeping,
have
just
no
listening to
Bosolani,
you.
need
please.
to
Okay,
argue with
sorry
her,
about that.
right?
Sorry about that,
She
Flora
has
Romai.
every right to
No, don't
actually
worry,
to
don't
speak
worry,
for herself.
We
don't
need
worry.
order. We need order,
Okay,
please.
that's fine.
Order.
Flora Romai, please go ahead. That's okay.
Okay.
She knows you to be very good at at talking, and I
No,
think,
because I
yeah,
did
I think she was
say,
just joking. Don't worry, don't take it serious. Go ahead, Flora.
yeah. I- In terms of my own understanding, Chiwenga was made by ED to resign in order to run as his running mate for the 2018 election. So there's a lot of nuances that's going on here, right? And we all know the history of Tagwere. Tagwere did not come from ED's lifetime in ZANU PF. Tagwere came from Robert Mugabe's in terms of the sanctions. The only person that Robert Mugabe ever went to a funeral to was Tagwere's father when he died. So which means he was already a member of ZANU PF. So when you have people like Tagwere talking
Are you sure
shit,
about that?
yeah, no, it's 100% true. You
Right,
can Google
please,
it.
no interjections, guys. We have got a lot of people who are requesting. Can I please
Yeah, I
kindly
don't want
ask
to
the
be
speakers to allow
controversial.
this? To allow the people to submit without any
Exactly,
interjection.
because I don't even know why they're interjecting.
Hulu, can we have a time frame as well? Because Bangwapacho
No, no, no.
Chinese nonsense.
Bosolani, please.
Saloni,
I do not want any
I don't
interjection.
want to argue with
Flora
anyone,
Romai, don't
honestly.
bother. Don't worry about that. Please continue.
Okay.
Everybody will be given a
Yeah.
chance. Continue, please. Don't worry. Don't lose your train of
Taguira
thought.
is
Right?
okay.
Yes.
Taguira is not a thought of process. It's not something that came out from ED. Taguira is a ZANU PF member for a very long time. Yeah. Many people don't recognize it because they don't understand it. Taguira's father died and Robert Mugabe was at the funeral. Okay. And Tagwira saved Zimbabwe from a lot of, deprivation that could have happened between 2007 and, to the time when Robert Mugabe died. He didn't save ED, he saved Robert Mugabe's government, you know. And all these things to me seems like more to do with Kasukwere than it has to do with Tagwere himself, right? And Chiwenga did not come into government because of his love of everything. It was ED who invited him through their friendship to come into government, but it was not that, Chiwenga did not really believe in ED's government. He actually believed that ED can be. So in the future, if we allow the process, the due process to take place in terms of ZANU-PF, you actually find that, Chiwenga is actually in support of Taguera being the next president in 2028. But there's only one idiot who doesn't want that to happen. That's, Chiwenga. And that's a fact. And, as a businessman who's managed to save our country from the doldrums of being the most useless country in Africa, we have to be grateful because he's played a major role that Chiwenga has not played in, neither has, Geza has ever played in. So the only person who is actually the puppet master in Geza's camp is, you know, what's his name again? Yeah, Kasukwere is Geza's uh, control person. What is wrong with people? Why can't I
Okay,
not
okay.
read?
Flora Ramai, prepare to land. Wavy, anybody that is going to be interfering with the speakers, guys, I'm dropping you immediately. So, Flora Ramai, prepare to
Yeah.
land. Thank you.
Geza is being controlled Kasukwere. There's so many factual issues and things he's raised that I have no sense to actually come to argue with. But Geza is Kasukwere's pawn boy.
All right.
And I can prove it in so many ways. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Flora Romai. For those who have just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me, Hulu at Pachiso Live, we as well as Hot Seat Empire. We are having this discussion. You have listened to the live broadcast by Comrade Blessed Bombshell Gaza. What is your take when it comes to his submission today? Let me go to Baba Juju, and then I go to Bosolani after that, and Don Cole. You will be following as soon as Hot Shit Empire is ready. She's going to inform me. For those who are requesting, guys, I'm going to be bringing you up shortly as we reshuffle. For now, we have got 10 speakers there. So, Baba Juju, you have been listening. Please go
Yes,
ahead. What
yes,
is your
yes,
tag?
yes. First of all, I have to state that I was not a fan of Comrade Runesu, Comrade Bomisho, but today, ndanyatsoteerera vachanyatsotaura more than 40 minutes ende vataura neshona inonzwikwa nini ndokuzivawo vakanyatsotaura kuti mafacts avataura all of them are making sense and it seems like akura amunhu mukuru is an old man. I think age yasekuru vangu chaivo, but right now haasi kugara kumba kwake and is worried about the state of the nation. So nhasi he made me a believer. I'm now a disciple. So if a 72-year-old man is fighting for this, is fighting against corruption, ko ini wacho vafanha vechidiki, what are we doing? So inini in short, because vanhu vakawanda kutaura, I apologize for doubting Comrade Nesu's authenticity. He has the nation at heart in the kuchamanywa, because he seems like he has the backing of the general. And hangu personally general ndo atya, because vakati day of reckoning ichauya. I thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Baba Juju. Guys, those who have spoken, if you want to drop to the listeners, you can do that so I can create space for the others. But remember, I will bring you back again so that we can be able to have a wonderful conversation together. So do not worry. You can drop and then come back again, drop, come back again. We will be giving a chance to everybody. What is your take? Paul Solani, please go ahead.
Yo, I don't even know where to start. Let me start by saying thank you so much, Hulu, for your spaces. Let me also commend you on the fact that even though, certain guest speakers didn't have the stomach to come and deal with us ana bosi panapa takuzovabvunza mubvunzo votanga kuti hey, I cannot attend. They make all sorts of excuses. I am proud of you for keeping it going. Do you understand? It's not on you, it's on them. If someone says you're going to be here, you post and say you're going to be here, you cannot make excuses like I have emergency meetings. Saka panapa is emergency meeting. It was emergency meeting kaya tato sangana panapa for. Get that right. So thank you, Hulu, for continuing the fight. You will have situations where that happens, but no one should ever say that you're incompetent kana kuti urikutadza basa, because you're always prepared to host your space. You hot seat who's always there to be a co-host. You tell us kuti pane speaker, it means kuti mawirirana zvekuti vanozoita zvimwe mafungiro, especially uyu anonzi Temba Muliswa, like with all due respect, there's no way
Yeah, let's
angataura
yeah
nezvakuda
yeah
vatagwirei
let's not mention their names.
achiziva kuti ZANU PF iri kubhadhara bhiri rake. Hazvitoite. I tried to invite him on my space, Citizen Speak Up, before, and he makes excuses. So it's not on you. And I want you to understand this before I go on with my submission, because people are wondering what is Rumbo Famba say. So let's move forward. We're now moving forward. Geza. Eh, Hulu, as I'm speaking, can you Google what is seen now? You know, Reve. Chirungu guys, atizitese tinonzisa chirungu. What does senile or hot seat? What does senile mean? Can you please, as I'm gonna submit, give me that definition as I come through, because I want to really understand.
Zvinoreva munhu achembera.
Handifunge kuti sina inoreva kuti munhu achembera, but munhu brain inenge yachembera. It's not just about the person achembera, but brain kazi function. Is that not what senile means? Patoita zvinhu zvisiri kubatana. I will go to the point of saying that I feel that's where Geza is at the current moment. And I'm going to explain why. So he keeps on saying, oh, okay, let's start with the thing. Where was Geza all this time? Geza Karova, Pasi. When was the last time Yamakans were from Geza? And then the 1st of July, Ema citizens, what? And then he's acting like he didn't disappear on us. Why isn't he telling us where he was all this time? Why did he disappear? Where was he? That's the question you need to be asking yourself, because that's not Netwa. Anyway, Wondo, and he needs to stop mentioning Yema war veteran, because Baba wangu, Baba wako Hulu, my war veteran, and God rest their soul, they're no longer with us. But there's no way they would have just hit the road, Jack, or disappear. Pangoya Wondo. You stick there. You keep on telling people kuti ngatirambe takashinga takaita sei. It has to be continuous. You don't just go on a leave kuti unge munhu amboita holiday. And then azodzoka, now his brain is back intact. And then he starts saying, kuti, oh, guys, we need to be championing this, championing that. So much has happened. Geza is the reason why the UK and Zimbabwe are getting along, if you didn't know. Because Geza, yeah, not a revolution, hapana revolution wena. There's no revolution that happened. Nobody rose up. He told you to enter into the streets in your numbers. You didn't. He told you to stay at home. You didn't. Hapana revolution yaru kutaura yekuti, yeah, the revolution must continue. It's in his head. Ana kutombokwana. And it doesn't look like he's in touch with what's happening at the time. Right now, currently in Zimbabwe, the British anonzani minister, the Africa, avana kuuya ku Zimbabwe after how many years? vakasvika ruoko rapresident vakaenda vakadai. Unofunga ukuthi ambassador uyu anonzaniko uyu anonzani mukomana wako uyu ambassador of UK,
Peter Voss.
what's his name? Yes, he's been working hard to create an environment whereby UK and Zimbabwe are working together. In fact, Geza paitara kuti shut down. Peter Voss haana kupiwa award kuZITF event yakahostwa uko achitopururudzwa kunzi uri kugona. Like, let's make it make sense for us. You don't even have to like me to understand the purpose or the contribution that I'm bringing here. It's for you to think. And then you have people vanosora vachiti mudhara ichembere ngatimusapota iwe shamwari. In fact, you should retire. Tinana mbuya na sekuru who've retired. Tiri kuvachengeta wane. He needs to retire. He's not fit for purpose. That's the honest truth.
Okay.
And he needs to stop talking about war veterans. Achitaura kuti war veterans ngatidai. He's not the spokesperson of war veterans. With all due respect, Hulu, he's not. Because if he's always been about ZANU-PF. Anababa edu pawakarwira hondo. Was it about ZANU-PF? It was about Zimbabwe. Uyu munhu uyu anogara achingoita zvinhu zvokuti tagwirei mari what. His focus has always been about money. Tinofanira kudyawo, tinofanira kuita sei. Where was he all this time when we were suffering? He was nowhere to be found. And then you want to support him, motaura nekuti achembera. Like, with all due respect, that's not a license, yeah, to deliver Zimbabwe nekuti wachembera. We're going through the most as citizens of Zimbabwe. And then the last time I even told you, Guti vamwe my youth, vanongoti, the youth should lead. It's not a statement for everyone. It's not every youth that is useful. Let's be honest with ourselves. I made it clear last time, and I'll say it today. Because mafungiro achakasiyana, if you have youth in Ototara Guti Chamisa is the way forward, we will totally bias. You're not the youth for Zimbabwe. We want youth that consider Zimbabweans. And when you speak, don't show us your allegiance. Don't tell us kuti uyari bo uyari chi. You need to speak for what's right. Kana tichitaura kuti corruption is wrong. You need to speak against corruption. It doesn't matter who is involved in the corruption. When you speak about things not functioning, speak on that. Don't be selective when you say ZANU-PF has done this. When you know, could even opposition vanhu vari
All right.
kutovhiringidza musha yedu yeZimbabwe. We need to start having those discussions where we talk about what do we need as a
Yeah.
leader. And Geza is not the person. Ngastope kungotaura zita rekungoti anonzani Chiwenga pese pese. Because Chiwenga has not supported him. Apana not support a failure. Like, with all due respect, Hulu, you do not support a
All
losing
right.
horse. You support a winning horse. And if anyone like Chiwenga, if he was part of this, he definitely realized kuti hapana kwazviri kuenda, because ari kudhila nemunhu ari sinal.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Borsolani. And of course, we'll be having people responding to what you have just said. Let me go to Don. Don, welcome to the space. You have listened to Comrade Blessed Geza. And Don, there's one other very important thing that Comrade Geza has said. He has said that there are leaders of political parties in Zimbabwe who are not willing to unite, and yet he is looking for unity because elections will never deliver any change of government in Zimbabwe. What is your take when it comes to that statement from Comrade Geza?
Okay, so thank you very much for having me on the space. But the first thing that I would like to mention is that if Zimbabweans are looking for renewal and they're looking for change, you cannot look for new things from old people. So the first thing that we need to dispel a few myths that are bandied about, because these old people, and the funny thing is that we've got so many young people looking for solutions from these old people. The funny thing is, these are the same people that gave us the incumbent right now, and they promised us that he was the man to take us forward. Funny enough, they are now listing a litany of complaints about the character of the man and Unwake, and he has done this, he has looted, But my question is, did we not know this all along? Did we not know what kind of a man we were dealing with even before we brought him back to after the coup to then be the president? People knew who he was all along. ZANU PF knew exactly who he was and what kind of a person he was, but they insisted on giving us this person. So I don't think we can look to any structures at all that involves ZANU PF for renewal or change, because they are the people who recommended the current incumbent at the moment. So let us dispel any myths that have got with anything to do with any positive change that could possibly come out of any outcome that involves ZANU PF and war veterans and so on and so forth. I think it is time for citizens, especially the young ones, to take matters into their own hands. Their destiny lies within their own hands. There is no way that we can expect to have anything positive coming out of ZANU PF. They have proven it since 1980 when they've had the chance, and they inherited a beautiful country, to be quite honest. They've had since 1980 to change our lives or to better our lives, and they have failed spectacularly. From a country where people used to cook using electricity, they went from electricity to now back in the dark ages. We can't even use electricity anymore. Tadzokera kuhuni nemakenduru. So this looking towards such people for any solution that is going to bring positive change just shows how delusional all the people who expect that to happen actually are. So I would suggest that we stop wasting our time with all these debates about Geza and so on and so forth, and actually start opening our minds to the possibility of getting positive and new things from positive and new people. That's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Don. You may go to the listeners, Don, so I can bring others up who want to speak. We are going to give an opportunity to everybody. Let me move to Comrade Bendo before I go to Mkoma Signoro. Right, Comrade Bendo, welcome to the space. Please go ahead.
Thanks, Hulu, and watch it and everyone here. Look, as usual, I don't have much, but in that area, I'm going to guess my last moments. What a mouthful! But as usual, I don't go fumbura ake grew, you know, and his supporters and those who are gullible, vangosara vachipukuta pukuta guruva ZANU-PF napresident Idi Mnangagwa vachingoinda murungowestigwa time naGeza. At first he said everything was in his hands. Him and his colleagues were going to remove the president. He gave him 10 days, I think, but now he has abdicated that duty yekubvisa president nezanu-PF aisa muvanhu azvikandira kwamuri imi muri mufolowa muchifunga kuti achakuitira something, but his speech is always ati batanei yaitiite so he struggle this that. Even vakamutuma, because to me he's a proxy, they are also now desperate vaongomushandisawo like a yoyo. Hapana chinobuda kuna Geza uku
Yeah, but
muringowestigwa
Bendo, but
time.
then the thing is, Comrade Geza said that you see, President Idi Mnangagwa left the country for South Africa during that year, 2017. And it was only the generals, including Vice President Chiwenga, who had to bring him back to lead the country. Is that not a strong point? To say that they
Nah, I
have the
don't. That
responsibility to deal with the challenges where people who were opposed to President Idi Mnangagwa, such as Wiknu Chivayo and Taguire. Indeed, we did see Wiknu Chivayo and Taguire in the company of President Mugabe. So, in a way, you would assume that Comrade Geza has a point to say that they were opposed to his ascension to power, and they, the generals, have a much bigger call when it comes to who should lead the country. In other words, that straight jacket argument. What would you say?
yeah, look, pane paataura kuti President Robert Mugabe he wanted VP to take over, but VP said this. That's a pub talk. When this thing was planned, it was planned that comrade Emerson Mnangagwa will take over. Izvi zvekuti hanzi chii yangu pap talk. And Geza is a clever man. He knows what people are saying in the streets. You know, there are a lot of things people say in the streets. Dzongori nema, but nema dzacho dzinongo zozara. Plus, as you say, good, my generals have a say. Yes, they have a say, but who do they support? It seems he has lost their support, Geza, and now he's appealing to the ordinary people who are looking up to him. So it's like a dog chasing its own tail. And time iri kufamba. And muchazoona henyu tongosvika hameno kudai 2028 kudai 2030 Geza achimboti gare gare wodzoka mese memuti he keeps you expectant. He has adopted chamisasi political modus operandi yokungokeepa his people faithful expectant time ichifamba iye achiramba ari relevant. Ndapedza hangu.
All right, Comrade Bento, you can drop for now. We'll bring you back. Please stay on the request so that I can just bring the others who are requesting. And General Munema will be coming shortly to you after Comrade Signoro. So Mkoma Signoro, here we are. Comrade Geza is saying we are doing this for the young people. We are now in the afternoon of our lives. We are doing this for the young people. We want to strengthen the young people and help them to have a better country. For 40 years, he has complained about the Chimbweeders who have been looking forward to something coming. But he has said that only bicycles are coming. And many of them are now being led by individuals such as Paul Tungwarara, who actually were never, anywhere closer to supporting President ED. What is your take when it comes to him doing this for the youth? Do you think he's doing this for young people or not? Signora, are you there, Mkoma Signora?
Comrade, my leadership here, Comrade Hulu, allow me to speak a little bit deeper. I'm sure those who have been following me, I'm not special. And I believe it's not a coincidence that I rented and I was crazy mad the day that Geza made an announcement. I'm not aligned, I'm not part of. Now, point I want to make is, guys, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Zimbabweans, it is a case to look down upon anybody who sacrifices his life to liberate a nation. I'm not going to go deeper. It's for you to research. It is compounded in the statement or saying that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. It's the majority that perish because it is those small fonts that those who are ordained may be certified to speak to us. They don't tell us, and we find ourselves in mud. You want to go biblical, whichever way, again, kuzababa wako na maragi, it's not your biological. Geza. Now, allow me to say, in the post up, I need now remain consistent, guys. I'm not a politician, I'm a traditionalist, I'm an oral historian. I have solutions for Zimbabwe, I have information, but I'm just provoking those who are ordained to speak. I'm not qualified. What am I saying here? Look at what I've posted here, which I'll put it. Geza. It's not about Geza. I'm not contradicting myself. Put together what has been said here, you understand what I'm talking about. It is the voice of Zimbabwe that is spoken through one of us, particularly men. If you missed it, I don't know. Our leader here will tell you, men, there were women crying out loud. Women in Zimbabwe. It didn't take time. The voice spoke through a man. It's the voice of Zimbabwe. And the message is very clear. And I like the person who confessed today, apologized, and again, his apology, we borrow what Geza said. I've been saying some of these things for the longest time. Underline it. Don't give me credit. I'm saying what I say. Thank God for technology. And I'm saying so that we understand. We share the understanding.
it is important, my leadership, to share on this space topics of national importance. It's not about contestation. It's about kuonesana. Zvimbana nazvo nemusungo chete. It's so powerful. Slowly, surely, we are getting to a point where we understand that Chiwenga was used. I will not say anything that is not for me to speak publicly, but I think one day, Tichanzwa, but why are we doubting? Why are we doubting the little that we are hearing? Are we really thinking that Chiwenga is so stupid to be used to a point of being an authoritarian agent, where some people they are saying it's their game? Of course, I like him, Chiwenga, as my brother. Ukadziya moto wembavha ndeuri mbavha. But I know, if you don't know, it's okay. He is following RG Mugabe's legacy, which is an open secret why Mugabe removed all these criminals from 2014 to 2017 using his wife. But the criminals turned around and they took him down because he had done 360 removing. We don't want to find out what was going to happen 2017 December Congress, which Mugabe honestly and publicly said, hand the Eco Congress. It speaks to what the citizens, the voice of Zimbabwe, for the longest time, not ZANU-PF, Zimbabweans, they've said, we want Lechidik. I'm coming from an age where it was so difficult to say Mjara Chembera, so difficult to talk about succession. Are we too blind to see that all corners, opposition, left, right, center, there's a common denominator? We all have an appetite to protect the legacy. But the problem is that those who are criminals around Mugabe, they want to champion legacy. It will not happen. If I'm alive, I don't think it will happen. Because when I speak, I encourage every one of us who's serious, pick one revolutionary, pick one nationalist, wear that spirit. When you speak, emulate them. And I speak, I emulate Tongogara. I'm not part of this. Actually, I don't care. I want to see everybody happy. Geza, as I learned, comrade Holo. Vachembera, vapira basa, and those who understand Chikaranga and Skutuka, Chivano, you speak as is like supreme authority. Hakuna chisho chino. So you may misconstrue, misunderstand Kandatira Shakara. I'm not attacking him. I'm being factual to open your eyes. Don't expect the old man Kukambaira to do what he's telling you. Yes, he's old. He's feeling the pain. He's injecting you with a revolutionary spirit. I'll leave the rest for others to probably feed us. Are we too blind? Are we thinking life after Mnangagwa?
Okay.
Are we really thinking life after Mnangagwa? And who is Tagwire? I started business before Tagwire. I know him. And I learned. It is a struggle. Let us not throw away after bathing a baby, we throw the baby with the water. It is a British statement. Emotional statements comes with nonsense, rubbish. Okay, don't look at the nonsense rubbish from Geza. Follow the message and understand it is a struggle. And words from Tongogara. It's not a one-day event. It's not a one-man band. But guess what? The struggle for economic freedom continues, and victory is certainly guaranteed. Whatever they've put in place, policies, this is time to put our heads together and correct our mistakes and not follow individuals. I yield my mic.
Okay, thank you very much, Koma Senior. Let me just go to General Munemo. So, General Munemo, here we are. Go ahead. Sorry,
Hello,
General
Mr.
Munemo. Before you speak, General Munemo, you see,
Okay.
there is also another fundamental point that we need to talk about is the issue
Okay.
of what Minister Monica Mchangwa said in Manicaland. And Comrade Geza was very much happy. He said it makes him feel glad when to see Comrade Monica Mchangwa warning people like Wikno Chivayo and Kudata Guire that they cannot use money to buy positions in ZANU PF. Comrade Geza, in his submission, had in this broadcast that he was praising Minister Monica Mchangwa. But is this not the wife of Minister Mchangwa who was criticized Comrade Geza previously? Or does this mean that perhaps people are opening up their eyes slowly? That's what he said. He said we start to see war veterans beginning to open their minds. They see that being given a bicycle at the age of 70, while somebody else is being given a car worth 300,000 Ruben Barwe, is not on. And that's why they did not go to meet the president, because everyone there was allowed to go, even those who are not war veterans. What is your take when it comes to Comrade Geza, praising Minister Monica Mchangwa on what she said in Manicaland? Go ahead.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Hulu. Thank you so much. Yeah, my view on that one, on Mchangwa, that Miss Mchangwa. Yeah. On the other hand, she was right to raise that point, saying that people cannot entertain somebody who came and try to buy people using money so that he can propel himself to the top of the leadership. So Mchangwa was correct on that one. Right, let me come to the speech of Geza. Right, what I want to say on my view or my opinion is that yes, we can go around talking everything like Geza what is trying to do. But the bottom line is this: as Zimbabweans, we need to understand one thing here. We need to know our real problem here in Zimbabwe. Our real problem is ZANU-PF. So even Geza akauya achitaura zvaari kutaura zvese, wrong or right, the bottom line is that our problem muno muZimbabwe muno is ZANU-PF. That's the major problem. Saka mukatarisa kuti the way he is pushing, he's pushing for the replacement of Mnangagwa and his friends, not the real change in Zimbabwe. He doesn't say pasine ZANU-PF because he belongs to ZANU-PF. Aana kudhamba pati yake anoida, but munhu ari against naye ndi Emerson neshamwari dzake dzaari kuti macriminals. Anokuzvona. Saka isusu maZimbabweans, can we continue to be puppets of resolving the ZANU-PF's problems? I don't think so. As Zimbabweans, we need to sit down and know the real problem. We need to do away with ZANU-PF. Geza is ZANU-PF. Chiwenga is ZANU-PF. Geza wants Chiwenga to be the next president. As Zimbabweans, are we ready to take Chiwenga as our president? We know his history. Paipondwa my opposition members, he was there. Paibiwa my elections, he was there. Pakapondwa vanhu mu street muna 2018, Chiwenga was there. Pakapoindwa kuita health minister, vanhu vaifira kuzvipatara uko, he was the minister. So Geza is pushing for Chiwenga. This is a ZANU-PF factional fights. He wants food on the table in the same house. So as Zimbabweans, are we ready to continue being used as puppets to resolve ZANU-PF's problems. For me, I don't think so. We need to know the real problem. ZANU-PF is our problem. We need to sit down as Zimbabweans, know our struggle. Our struggle is for change. We need change in Zimbabwe. Do away with ZANU-PF because ndokuri kumanufacture macriminals mbavha vanatagwirei nemhondi. Vataura nyaya
All right.
yekuti Chiwenga. My last point. Chiwenga is an appointed person by Mnangagwa. Although akafaita kuti Mnangagwa adzoke muZimbabwe asikotonga, but Chiwenga is an appointed person. Do you think in your capacity Chiwenga has the power to violate the constitution to remove Mnangagwa? Azviite. Anmukuzona.
All right.
Saka pane nyaya ndepekuti maZimbabweans, we need to come together, know our real problem. The real problem is ZANU-PF. Vataura nyaya yemareforms. Reforms, it's a mammoth task because ZANU-PF is there to defend the power, not to look after people. We need to fight
Okay.
ZANU-PF so that we bring change in Zimbabwe. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. And those who are submitting, guys, you can go down and remain on the request. And so I can just bring others as well. That is good. I'll be bringing you up again so we can have that conversation. So for those who have just joined us, thank you again for joining me, Hulu at Pachiso Live. I am with Rudo, the Hot Seat Empire, and I played the live broadcast of Comrade Bombshell Geza, and there's so many takeaways today in terms of things that we can talk about. I mean, Comrade Geza, he was impressed. He says by the statements by Minister Monica Mchangwa in Manicaland. He says that he was very much glad to hear those words, those hearty words from VP Chiwenga, criticizing those who are corrupt, briefcase business people. And he said, we are doing all these for the youth. We are doing all these for the young people. We have reached the afternoon of our lives. And he implored on the opposition political leaders to heed the call for unity. He says that some in the opposition are unwilling to join with the veterans, and has urged the veterans to reject any offers of bicycles, houses, and money from people such as the presidential advisor Paul Tungwarara, because he says in his argument that these individuals were actually opposed to the ascension to power of President Edi Mnangagwa. He says he's surprised that President Edi Mnangagwa, himself being a war veteran, is allowing people like Wikno Chivayo, Tungwarara, and Tagwire to be in the forefront, even at Heroes Eka, because the Heroes Eka is meant for those like him who fought in the liberation struggle. What is your take, ladies and gentlemen, to all these powerful words? He spoke for 40 minutes today, Comrade Geza. It was quite long. Let me just go to a quick rebuttal. I'll be coming to you guys, Flora Ramai and Bo Solani, for a quick rebut. Let me just pick two more people, and then I'm coming back for you to rebut. Let me start with Oracle, then I go to Zanu PF Tinashe. Right. So
Now we are before now.
or taxi.
Yeah.
Yeah, taxi driver. Yes, taxi driver. Let me go to Oracle, then taxi driver. Okay, thank you. And then I go to I'll reshuffle again. Those who are requesting, guys, I'll be bringing you up shortly. Don't worry, I'll be bringing you up shortly as I reshuffle the speakers. I see you. I'll be bringing you up shortly. So Oracle, go ahead, and then we go to taxi driver, and then we'll go to Tinashe in that order. And welcome, hot seat.
Okay, thank you, Olu. I don't have much. I only have 3 points that I want to say. The first one, there is a speaker here, Ataura Kuti Vamgabe attended funeral ya Baba Watagwirei. That is not true. Pakashaya Baba Watagwirei, the president by then was Comrade Mnangagwa. Vamugabe vakanga vasisipo. Even if you check the records, the pictures, Vamugabe vakanga vasipo. So that is not true. Ndoda kuenda futi pane imwe issue yenyaya iri kutaurwa. I will not talk about Geza because the last time, if you remember, Olu, I
So,
told
so
you, okay,
Oracle, on that
yeah,
point, on the first one, when you say Gabriel Kangara Sipo, are you suggesting that there was no relationship
no,
between,
no, no, no,
during the
that's
time
not
of
what I'm
Tagwire?
suggesting.
Because remember,
No,
the story of Queen Bee was raised during the time of President Mugabe, right?
I am not trying to say they did not have any relationship.
The tender
I,
for
I,
the
I,
fuel
I'm
happened during the
just,
time of President Mugabe.
I'm just stating facts.
Okay, go
Whether
ahead.
or not the Dure generator and stuff zvakaitika, but it does not mean that we have to twist facts kuti zvisute a certain narrative. Zvisinei, ndoda kudzoka pa the second issue, pari kutaurwa nyaya yekuti Monica Mchangwa, while in Manicaland, she said something chaombererwa maoko naGeza. I wish there was someone here who attended that particular meeting, who understands the politics behind those statements and the context. Yes, I told Monica Mchanga. For those that don't know, there was an issue.
Right? I cannot hear the oracle anymore.
I can't
Hot
hear him.
seat, can you hear the oracle?
I can't hear him.
Okay,
He dropped.
all right. Sister Temptations, please fix your network. We want to hear your thoughts on this topic. So taxi driver, take it up and
Uh,
then we go to Tinashe.
Thanks, Hulu. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good, Hulu. A couple of points.
Sorry, taxi driver. The oracle has just fallen. I want to tell him, the oracle, it is your network. It's not us who have dropped you. Fix it, and then you can come back on. All right, go ahead, taxi driver.
Thank you for the opportunity. I mean, you always afford us an opportunity, even if we disagree. I didn't realize you are fighting, Hulu. I had some speakers say you are in this fight. You are fighting. I didn't realize you're fighting, homeboy. What are you fighting? I don't know. But anyway, I'll move to the business of the day. I heard someone here say ZANU-PF inherited a beautiful country. Inherit? It's not. Was it on a will? Whose will? Who wrote that will that we inherited? Come on, guys, get your terminology right here. This guy who was saying, "Mugabe wanga wasipo," it was Wamnangagwa. The person who I listened to, sometimes he listened very carefully. Did not say which Mugabe. Vafana na Robert vatokura and one Mashurazo. That young one is also called Robert Mugabe. He could have been the one who was present. So he's not stating a position of fact. The person who's alleged Mugabe was in attendance did not tell us that Robert Gabriel Mugabe was there, the former president. Did not say that. He just said Mugabe was there.
Takes Mira.
Hold on. I'm stating positions of fact. This guy was just a hula ballooning, to be honest with you. I am stating positions of fact and possibility. You cannot go around but I didn't see a taxi driver. Which one? There's so many of them. Mugabe is a big name in Zimbabwe. There could have been so many Mugabes, and I would be surprised. I'm surprised if there wasn't any Mugabe in attendance, a male, sometimes even called Robert. So come on, go and get your things right. But anyway, Hulu, the business of the day. And Hulu, I will correct you as well. You cannot call these guys, they are in the afternoon. No, it's not an afternoon. It's actually a sunset. If you look at the average lifespan of a human being, he's in his sunset. Oh,
I was using his
no,
own
no,
words.
I'm
Those
not
are the
correcting
words that
you.
he
I'm
used.
not correcting you. Him. So he's. I think I now agree with those who are using that word. What's it called, sana or sina? I don't know. But I'm now agreeing with the fact.
Inonzi sinal.
That one,
Ndinenda
yeah.
itaura.
Credit to you. Yeah, I'm now beginning to be convinced, Hulu, that maybe there is some brain faculties that are no longer functional to, cognition that we may want. You cannot call yourself, I'm in my afternoon, when we know an average human life. There is no way you will find someone living 160 years. It just won't happen. You're towards your sunset to be if you're going to take a linear model which takes time and all that kind of stuff. We're taking out the possibility of an accident while you're young, which is also a sunset. So, but anyway, that one we have corrected. Uh, I'll go back to the model. Hulu. You know the model. You have to listen. Who is saying what to who, to what end, right? Geza is very consistent. It's not about Zimbabweans. So we're gathered here, yes, it keeps us nourished in terms of conversation and brain, and it exercises our brains to think and look at things critically. And I like to use the model, and I'll go back to the model and say, who is saying what to who, to what effect? He said these things before. It's not about you. He's just trying to hoodwink people, or to hook-wink, to use Mr. Tinoma Chakaire's wording, into his own fight. He's bringing big wigs into the fight. It's in his brain. It's not even in action, right? You go to the general. The general is a mouth. Why can't he come and speak? Why does he have to send Geza to come and speak? If you look at him, Geza, when he's speaking, when I saw him advertise his talk and everything, he's speaking. Maybe somebody's flipping the cards. If they're not flipping the cards, it's an auto cue. It's a prepared message. Whoever is preparing that message is the one who is communicating through Geza, right? But to what end? They've got political careers. I mean, Ulu, I'll say to you this and then I'll land. The horses bolted for those who were in the previous administration who may have ambitions. You now have a youthful ZANU-PF leadership, very youthful, that is being groomed to come and lead the country. You talk of Bosparas, you talk of the Mnangagwa Juniors, you talk of the Shekis, the Machakaires. It's a new group which has an equal claim to leadership. So those who are watching on the sidelines thinking that someday or somewhere I'll come in and use my historical influence, it was a borrowed influence. Let's make it clear. It was positional power. It was not influence that you just wake up with like you who can gather people around. Chipo chako ichi. But when it comes to leadership, especially of a group of people or a nation, as this is a zozo, it's about competence, strategy, being deliberate, being intentional, right? And connecting with the people. A lot of people underestimate when Jonathan Moyo said, our people in ZANU-PF, when you give them a 5 kg or 10 kg of mbeu and the heavens open, the connection becomes real. It's that level of connection with people. Understand what your electorate wants and then communicate with them. Then be active about it. What
All
Geza,
right.
I'll learn Hulu now. What Geza is just doing, those are what we call empty words with no substance, no action. And I'll learn by just saying Hulu. Those who talk, right, should do, and those who do should talk. Geza must just shut up, go and have his pension, enjoy his life while waiting for the sunset. Many thanks.
All right, Taxi. I mean, I just want to bring somebody up, but people will challenge you, Taxi. So as you listen, I would want you to stay on the request for the sake of just creating space for others, because I would want you to respond. And Oracle fell, so we just want to hear the rest of his submission. So, um, homeboy Taxi, yeah, and then let's go to Oracle now. Oracle, can you please complete your sentence, and then we go to both Solani and Flora Ramai. Right. Those are the only two ladies we. I mean, sorry. There's now Sister Temptations. That brings balance to this. Tinashe, sorry, just a moment. Oracle fell earlier because of network, and he was talking. So we just want to hear the rest of his submission. So, brother Oracle, can you please continue?
Okay, thank you, Olu. Anyway, um, The last speaker, Tex, said maybe Panama Mugabe wanga wachitaurwa. Well, I cannot really dwell on that. It's not much. I just wanted to dispel some misconceptions there. But I would also want to speak
Oracle
about.
knows is sometimes we're not driver my taxi wanunyepaga.
No, it's all right. I also want to talk about the reference, yes, speech here, Monica, in Manicaland. Now, I hope there are people here who might have attended that particular meeting. I mean, those are in a better position to understand the politics behind that particular speech. But for the benefit of those that might not know, there was a tussle of war in Manicaland Women's League that was between Dorothy Mapika and Amaisako. And Monica was supporting Amaisako, while certain people that I cannot mention were supporting Dorothy Mapika. And for those that follow ZANU PF politics, you might know or you might have noticed kuti for the past 3 or so weeks, pakanga pachiitwa press statements akasiyana siyana over Women's League in Manicaland. One from the PC, another one from the legal secretary, another one from the first, from the secretary for Women's League. There was a war there, a tussle for power in Manicaland Women's League, and in that particular tussle, Monica was involved. So when she was speaking about all that, zvakazokotwa zvaombererwa maoko, it had absolutely nothing to do with what people want to believe. It had something to do with what was happening in Manicaland, which then ended over the weekend when they did the elections. But what I would want people to believe what they want to believe, because we have a tendency of seeing things the way that we want them to be, which is okay because we all have opinions. It's our right after all. So I just had to say it so that maybe for those that might want to have another opinion can know kuti no Manicaland kutori nezvako zvanga zvisitomborine nezvinhu zvamuri kufungidzira. I say so because I've been in Manicaland leadership. I know these things. I do politics ekuManicaland. Ndiri munhu weZANU-PF anyway. Ndoenda pekupedzisira. Geza, the last time I spoke on one of your spaces, which I rarely do, I told you, if you remember, kuti Geza angasisina 2 weeks are irrelevant. I also mentioned to you, could I know somehow the person behind Geza? Why? Because this is someone I've also worked with before closely. I know, or not, let me not say I know. Those within ZANU-PF know his footsteps. You can tell kuti apa pafambwa naningi apa, because we've been together in the trenches, so we know each other. Kuti itsoka yaningi, itsoka yaningi, itsoka yaningi.
For
Thank
that.